Hey, Fred Minnick here, and I'm about to give you a hot take that actually might be watered down. Ooh, giddy up! Hey, so before I get into my hot take, I want to tell you about an event I've got coming up. I'm so excited about this. Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm coming to you August 14th. We got a blind tasting and a Pappy flight. What's up? Look in the description for a link for the ticket. So if you live near Tulsa, Oklahoma, come see me August 14th in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So back in the 1960s, the people who make decisions about whiskey made a very bad one. And we're talking about the bean counters, the CEOs, the people who are trying to make a buck off of you buying that whiskey. They don't always listen to the distillers. They increased the legal maximum amount for barrel entry proof from 110 to 125. And that led to a sad state of affairs in the industry, with people increasing the barrel entry proof from 110 to 125. Now, it made them more money, which is fantastic for them. I'm glad they made more money. And here's why. When you increase the barrel entry proof, when you increase the actual proof inside the barrel, that means when you add water to it, you can get more volume. Let's say in comparison to a 110 proof barrel, you can only get so many 80 proof bottles out of it. Let's say 200. Whereas if you cut the 125 proof one down to 80 proof, you could get, let's say, about 250, 275. You add that number up, you get more volume when you increase your barrel entry proof. But here's what you don't get. You don't necessarily get the richest, smoothest whiskey. See, what happens is, when something is at higher proof, it's leaching out all of the tannins and it's leaching out all the astringency in a way that is not as palatable as we'd like to see oftentimes. The products that are going in at 110 proof, water breaks down the phenolic compounds and the tannins and the wood sugars because they're soluble in water. And that's basically taking out the astringency. Now, Andrea Wilson, who is the master of maturation for Michter's, compares this to, letting wine breathe. By doing that, by adding water to the whiskey before it goes into the barrel to have it where it's like 103 to 110 proof, you're basically doing the same thing, she says, in that you are giving it the best opportunity to extract the wood sugars at the proper rate. In 1974, the Journal of Association of Official Analytical Chemists actually did a study to see that the higher entry proofs had a negative impact on caramels, vanillas, and baking spices, whereas the lower ones basically were loaded with those flavor profiles. So in their analysis, they basically noted that the older products did better when they were at a low entry proof, whereas the higher ones would be woody, over oaked, astringent. And those are things that we do not like in our bourbons. Well, at least we used to not to. The American flavor profile is ever-changing, and people now like oak far more than they used to. If we were to travel back in time to, say, 1955 to 1960, there would be a lot of bourbons on the shelf today that you could not consider bourbons. So anything like Four Roses, Wild Turkey, Heaven Hill, Jim Beam, all of those are going in the barrel at a far higher proof than 110. With that being said, Maker's Mark, Wilderness Trail, Michter's, which is going in at 103 proof, all going in under 110. And there is a movement to go back to these old ways. Why? Because it makes better whiskey. It makes better whiskey. And so sometimes it does make sense to listen to distillers because they know what's best for the whiskey. But then again, the people who are writing the checks know best about the business. So either way, win-win. If you have a company that's going in at 125 proof, you're probably making more money than those are at 110 proof, with the exception of probably Maker's Mark. But that's going to do it for this week's Hot Take. Thank you for watching. If you would like to become a subscriber, please click that subscribe button or become a member and click join. We have all kinds of wild pappy parties in the membership community. Just kidding. We don't have pappy. I don't have pappy. I'm not getting you pappy. Unless you come to my Tulsa event on August 14th in the VIP section, you might get pappy. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. Be safe out there. No licking your handrails, no licking trash cans. Remember, vodka sucks unless it's being used for hand sanitizer. Cheers, everybody.